I'm making this video today. I won't be able to upload it before we leave, but we're going to the VA to meet with, I don't know if it's a panel or a person, I think they said it's a person, about the power chair. And, I don't have a lot of faith in this VA. I hate to admit it, but our experience, I've not been treated well there. I've been retaliated against more than my medical issues treated, and there's always a significant delay. Anything, you know, anything serious, there's always a delay. I mean, they still don't know how they're gonna figure out what's wrong with some of my issues internally. And shoot, it took over a year to get a knee MRI. And I just don't. Sadly, I don't have great faith in them. God helps me get better every now and then. I will think that. I will think that very fact. I will thank him. He certainly, has given me a resilient body to a certain point, and given me the opportunity to get better from time to time. But anyway, with so many issues with my joints all the way up to my hip, I mean, they'll be out of their mind to deny me. But I mean, I prepared a full case. I even included a pleading. But the fact of the matter is, my doctor still has a Medicaid authorization number. He didn't even have to go through them. He's one of the few providers there that does. Actually, now that I think about it, there's several providers there that still have their Medicaid authorization number, which you don't see very often. It's actually pretty rare. Usually VA full-time docs, their Medicaid authorization number, they don't renew it. I don't know. But I guess there's no direct appointees, I guess. They're all contract. Contract physicians can still have their own office. Their terms of their contract with the VA will define how many hours they spend on the VA doing medical care. But he didn't even have to go through a panel with the VA. He still has his medical authorization number, or Medicaid, authorization number. So I don't even know. But, yeah, and I asked if I could have my attorney present or on the phone. They never got back to me. So, that being that now somebody is, canceling my appointments and stuff, that's why I lost my physical therapy, because somebody went in the system and canceled my appointment. After I made a new one, somebody went in the system and canceled it. And they're protecting that person. I even got a call back from physical therapy. I never had a problem with them. They gave me a call back and said, "Oh yeah, your appointment was canceled." And I said, "No, I made a new one." And they said, "Oh no, that one was canceled too." And like I said, it was around the same time all of this happened. I got the letter in the mail that my physical therapy was terminated, my program. But I made that appointment, to replace the one that I canceled. And then somebody canceled that one. It's obvious that somebody familiar with my care, and I think it may be the person that works at the VA that lives in my building, somebody went in the system and canceled that after we made it, just to make sure that my physical therapy got canceled. My physical therapy program. Somebody did it on purpose. And somebody tried to cancel the power chair appointment too. They called me. They said, but we caught it and we put it back in the system. So obviously somebody's retaliating, always. Nobody will even admit I have rheumatoid. Bilateral joint problems is signature for that condition. Signature. The only other way that somebody's going to have bilateral osteoarthritis, relatively similar classification, similar level, like a 2 or a 3 on both sides, is going to be if somebody is a professional athlete. I'm not. Otherwise, bilateral, joint disorders within 1 or 2 classification levels of each other, that's rheumatoid arthritis. But they won't admit it. And people keep going in the system, and this is another thing for you out there, vets. If you're getting toyed with, or your care is being, we'll say, tampered or hampered, people will pass you back and forth between community care and referrals to other VAs. That's what's happening to me. Originally we wanted to go to 2 other VAs, but I realized the feasibility, and so I requested to kick it back to community care and find local, and even though it may end up bad, where they ignore something or misclassify it, there's always Lara and AMA complaints, because I can't get to these other VAs. It's too difficult. We don't have good experience with daycare, not for several years. The kind of behavior on my daughter, I don't like it. And some of it actually, it's darn close to being criminal. I don't want my daughter around that. I want my children protected. I don't want them with people that are sketchy. But, so it's difficult to get down there because the VA is not a family atmosphere. It's not. My daughter's one of the few kids you ever see in there. It's rare. Very rare. But, instead, people criticize me. Oh, why are you bringing her here? Because I'm a single parent and it's my daughter, and I homeschool until we have a car to, get her into a school that's safe so I can drive her to school. Or, no, I wouldn't send her far away without a car. Well, send her to, this school. It's 2 miles away. Yeah, and it's a bus ride away, too. No, I don't do that. Well, lots of people do. Well, they're not me. If something happens to my daughter or happens at her school, which it does happen in Saginaw County, kids bringing knives, kids bringing guns, fights breaking out, I want to be able to go and get my child immediately. Immediately. Even if I have to, if somebody would hire me, walk out of a job and say, I have to go protect my child. I'm a good worker. We'll fix it when I come back, but family's first. But, yeah, so if you have your child and you're a single parent, it's a lot. It makes things very complicated with the VA. They don't even like people to bring a spouse. It makes no sense to me at all. They say, well, it's liability, but actually it's not. It's gas mileage. That's the only reason, gas mileage. Because a liability policy for any of those people who are driving those shuttle buses or the shuttle vans, your policy doesn't change. Just because you have somebody that's a spouse or somebody that's a child, the policy doesn't change. That's a lie. I used to sell insurance. It's gas mileage. That's what it boils down to. Gas mileage. But anyway, so I'm just making this now, God's will be done. But, it should be in and out. All of my issues, the damage to various joints and various metatarsals and metacarpals, all of this stuff, in addition to the knee, the stuff that's already in one knee and is beginning in the other knee. It should be open and shut. You shouldn't have to be crippled to get a power chair, because then it's already too late. That's what they did for my mother. She struggles to walk around now. They waited way too long. Oh, well, you need to walk around. No, people need to get better and rest while they're getting physical therapy to reach their MMI, their maximum medical improvement, before they walk around all the time. And still, they're never going to walk around all the time. They should always have that chair. Sometimes medicine in the U.S. with different HMOs and even with the VA or with some Medicaid providers, it's horrible care. You don't act at the last minute. You act 5 minutes before.